Why do some people remain calm during chaos, while others fall apart? Why do some people keep moving forward, while others give up? Why do some people achieve extraordinary things, while others spend years stuck in the same place? The answer is not luck. It is not talent. And it is not intelligence. The answer is habits. Small habits. Daily habits. Invisible habits. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. They knew that success is not an event. It is a lifestyle. And today, you are about to discover 20 Stoic habits that separate winners from everyone else. Stay until the end, because the final habit may completely change the direction of your life. The first Stoic habit is responsibility. Most people blame circumstances. They blame luck. They blame other people. They blame the economy. They blame their past. But winners do something different. They take responsibility, not because everything is their fault, but because responsibility gives them power. The moment you stop blaming the world, you start changing your world. That is where growth begins. Time is the only thing you can never recover. Money can return. Opportunities can return. Relationships can return. Time cannot. The Stoics treated time like treasure, because they understood that wasting time is actually wasting life. Every hour spent on meaningless distractions is an hour that can never be reclaimed. That is why successful people guard their time carefully, because they know their future depends on how they spend today. Most people only act when they feel motivated. Winners act regardless of feelings. The Stoics knew that emotions are unreliable. Some days motivation appears. Some days it disappears. But discipline continues. Discipline wakes up early. Discipline works hard. Discipline keeps going, even when feelings say stop. And that is why discipline creates results. Growth feels uncomfortable. Learning feels uncomfortable. Change feels uncomfortable. Most people avoid discomfort. The Stoics embraced it because they understood something important. Everything valuable exists outside comfort. The stronger version of yourself exists outside comfort. The life you want exists outside comfort. And every time you choose discomfort over convenience, you grow stronger. Life is unpredictable. Problems appear unexpectedly. People disappoint as plans fail. Mistakes happen. The Stoics knew that we cannot control everything, but we can control our reactions. And sometimes your reaction matters more than the problem itself. A calm mind solves problems. A panicked mind creates more of them. That is why emotional control is one of the greatest Stoic habits. Most people delay action because conditions aren't perfect. They wait for more money, more confidence, more knowledge, more certainty. But the Stoics understood that perfect conditions rarely exist. The perfect moment is usually a myth. Successful people start before they feel ready. They learn while moving. They grow while struggling. They improve through action. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you may spend your entire life waiting. And while you wait, life keeps moving forward. Most people fear failure. Winners study it. The Stoics never viewed failure as the end. They viewed it as feedback. Every mistake contains a lesson. Every setback contains wisdom. Every failure contains experience. The people who succeed are often the people who learn the fastest. Not because they fail less, but because they learn more. Failure only becomes permanent when you stop learning from it. One of the most powerful Stoic habits is focusing only on what you can control. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control other people's opinions. You cannot control the past. But you can control your effort, your attitude, your habits, your decisions. Most stress comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Peace comes from focusing on what belongs to you. And your actions always belong to you. Many people break promises to themselves every day. I'll start tomorrow. I'll wake up early. I'll exercise. I'll stop procrastinating. Then tomorrow arrives. And nothing changes. The Stoics believed integrity begins with yourself. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. And every time you break one, your self-respect weakens. Trust is not only built with other people. It is built with yourself. Many people want to look successful. Few people want to become successful. The Stoics focused on character. Not image. Not popularity. Not status. Character. Because appearances can fool people. Character cannot. When pressure arrives, your character is revealed. When hardship arrives, your character is tested. And that is why building character is more important than building an image. Comparison destroys peace. There will always be someone richer, someone smarter, someone more successful. The Stoics knew comparison was a trap. Because your journey is unique. Your challenges are unique. Your timeline is unique. The only meaningful comparison is this: are you becoming better than you were yesterday? If the answer is yes, you are already moving in the right direction. The mind can be your greatest ally, or your greatest enemy. Negative thoughts create fear. Fear creates hesitation. Hesitation creates regret. The Stoics trained themselves to challenge destructive thinking. Because thoughts influence emotions. Emotions influence actions. And actions influence results. Master your mind, and you begin mastering your life. Anyone can stay calm when life is easy. Real strength appears during difficult moments, during uncertainty, during failure, during chaos. The Stoics practiced calmness because panic rarely solves problems. Calm thinking does. The person who remains calm while others panic gains a tremendous advantage. Because clear thinking leads to better decisions. And better decisions create better outcomes. Life constantly changes. People change. Circumstances change. Opportunities change. Many people suffer because they resist change. The Stoics accepted it because they understood that change is part of reality. The more you fight reality, the more pain you create. The more you adapt, the stronger you become. Adaptability is one of the most powerful forms of strength. Most people sacrifice the future for temporary comfort. The Stoics thought differently. They looked beyond today, beyond this week, beyond this month. They understood that today's decisions create tomorrow's life. That is why they focused on habits. Because habits compound over time. And small daily improvements eventually become extraordinary results. Most people spend too much time thinking. Thinking about success. Thinking about change. Thinking about opportunities. But very little time acting. The Stoics understood that action creates momentum. The first step is often the hardest. But once you move, everything becomes easier. Winners are not always smarter. They are not always more talented. Often they simply act faster. While others hesitate, they move. While others doubt, they begin. And that simple habit changes their lives. One day, you will realize how quickly life passes. The years you thought were far away will suddenly feel close. The dreams you planned for later will still be waiting. The Stoics reflected on mortality because it created urgency. Not fear. Urgency. They understood that life is too short for endless excuses. Too short for constant procrastination. Too short for living someone else's dream. The awareness of death teaches us how to live. And those who understand this waste less time. And live more fully. There will be times when people doubt you. Times when people laugh at your goals. Times when nobody sees your vision. The Stoics never depended on external validation. Because they understood that belief from others is unreliable. Some people will support you. Some won't. But your success cannot depend on their approval. It must depend on your commitment. The strongest people keep moving even when nobody is cheering. Because they know that results eventually speak louder than opinions. Most people spend their lives looking for someone to guide them. Someone to motivate them. Someone to push them. But winners eventually learn something powerful. They become their own leaders. They wake up without being told. They work without being forced. They improve without being reminded. The Stoics admired self-leadership because it creates independence. When you learn to lead yourself, you stop depending on circumstances. You stop depending on motivation. You stop depending on other people. And that gives you enormous power. If there is one habit that connects every successful Stoic, it is this: they never stop improving. No matter how much they achieve, no matter how successful they become, no matter how strong they become, they continue growing. They continue learning. They continue improving. Because they understood a timeless truth. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. A little stronger today than yesterday. A little wiser today than yesterday. A little more disciplined today than yesterday. Those small improvements may seem insignificant, but over years, they transform lives. And one day, while most people wonder where the time went, you will look back and realize something incredible. You became the person you once dreamed of becoming. Not through luck, not through talent, but through daily habits, daily discipline, daily courage, and daily growth. That is the Stoic way. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom that helps you build a powerful, disciplined, and fearless life.